Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are at the garage conversion. So we're going to, if you don't already know, we are creating a house within the house. So if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, the links are in one of these corners. If you turn your notifications on, you'll get a little message to say that we, lovely people at Green Hawk, have released a new video. So on that note, we better explain what we're doing. So the wood fairies have been in. So the walls are all up, which is great news for us, which is us within me and me. So that means I can get all my cables dropped in properly. It's a bit dark there, sorry. Also, it means that I can get the alarm panel moved and all the rest of it. But I've not had that signed off yet because we've not completely verified that the alarm is staying. We don't know. So what I'm going to do, because I still need to keep pushing forward, that socket there, as I explained in the previous video, that's actually part of the ring, and then one of these I've marked up on the inside is the spur for that bad boy up there. So what I'm going to do, going to drop that out, put a temporary flying lead on it with a plug socket so we can keep that going. Because I do need to get on. I've got to get on, so that's got to come off. But also that socket there, I'm going to have to chase that out because there's a socket the other side that then leads onto the ring because of various sockets in the porch and stuff like that. So like I say, if you've not seen this video before, the videos prior to this, basically what we're doing, we're creating a house within the house. So obviously this double garage now is going to become a mini dwelling. So we're standing in the dining room, come living room, bedroom area and kitchen, and then bathroom, boiler, utilities area. So what we're going to be getting on with today is sorting those little bits out. I'm also going to have to be first fixing the kitchen. Now, like I say, it's a mini kitchen. There's a lot going in there. We've got a hob, we've got the oven, we've got a little fridge, we've got extraction, a little sink is going in. So I think what we'll do, we'll show you what we're going to do with that first, I think. No, I'm not. I'm lying again. I'm going to get rid of those because it's annoying me. They've been bugging me for a little bit, these things. So I'm going to get rid of those first. Also, the new DB, we're going to put a new DB in here because the actual consumer unit for the main house is like way over that side. So what we're going to do, we're running a new supply all the way over here, and then everything is literally going to be fed from this end. So that is what we're going to do. So the new board location is actually going to be up here, so I will get some lights on for you so you can see properly, but the new board's going to be within here somewhere. And then we've got the alarm panel's got to go on, we've got to put a transformer for the extractor fan, there's all ducting and all that lot needs to be done. But yeah, so very busy, very busy. And then I think the lads have now just said they want me to get on with the plumbing after that as well, once I've sorted all that out, but that will not be on today's video, that'll be on another one. So, right, better get sorted. So the wood fairies have been in. So the walls are all up, which is great news for us, which is us within me and me. So that means that I can get all my cables dropped in properly. It's a bit dark there, sorry. Also, it means that I can get the alarm panel moved and all the rest of it. But I've not had that signed off yet because we've not completely verified that the alarm is staying. We don't know. So what I'm going to do, because I still need to keep pushing forward, that socket there, as I explained in the previous video, that's actually part of the ring, and then one of these I've marked up on the inside is the spur for that bad boy up there. So what I'm going to do, going to drop that out, put a temporary flying lead on it with a plug socket so we can keep that going. Because I do need to get on. I've got to get on, so that's got to come off. But also that socket there, I'm going to have to chase that out because there's a socket the other side that then leads onto the ring because of various sockets in the porch and stuff like that. So like I say, if you've not seen this video before, the videos prior to this, basically what we're doing, we're creating a house within the house. So obviously this double garage now is going to become a mini dwelling. So we're standing in the dining room, come living room, bedroom area and kitchen, and then bathroom, boiler, utilities area. So what we're going to be getting on with today is sorting those little bits out. I'm also going to have to be first fixing the kitchen. Now, like I say, it's a mini kitchen. There's a lot going in there. We've got a hob, we've got the oven, we've got a little fridge, we've got extraction, a little sink is going in. So I think what we'll do, we'll show you what we're going to do with that first, I think. No, I'm not. I'm lying again. I'm going to get rid of those because it's annoying me. They've been bugging me for a little bit, these things. So I'm going to get rid of those first. Also, the new DB. We're going to put a new DB in here because the actual consumer unit for the main house is like way over that side. So what we're going to do, we're running a new supply all the way over here, and then everything is literally going to be fed from this end. So that is what we're going to do. So the new board location is actually going to be up here, so I will get some lights on for you so you can see properly, but the new board's going to be within here somewhere. And then we've got the alarm panel's got to go on, we've got to put a transformer for the extractor fan, there's all ducting and all that lot needs to be done. But yeah, so very busy, very busy. And then I think the lads have now just said they want me to get on with the plumbing after that as well, once I've sorted all that out, but that will not be on today's video, that'll be on another one. So, right, better get sorted. Today's video is sponsored by TRADIFY. For those of you who don't know what TRADIFY is, it's a job management software. We run the entire company through it. So we set up templates for kitchens, bathrooms, extensions, electrical work, rewires, all that sort of stuff. All we've got to do with those is change all the levels. Once we've set all the details in ourselves, change all the levels for whatever job we're doing. It then means that you gain so much more time back in the long run, which is exactly what you need, and this is what we needed to gain some of our evenings back. Once you've done all that, you also can set reminders for quotes if they've not got back to you. Also for your invoicing. You can also track your job locations as well, where you want to be. So if you're a let's say you're a plumber and you're doing lots of service work, you can set up your plan, do route planners, all sorts of stuff with it. Also, they're now introduced your electrical certificates and gas certificates are on there as well. But yeah, so do what I did. I did the 14-day free trial. Genuinely did the 14-day free trial, absolutely loved it, because we weren't happy with our old software that we were using at all. And then we literally, after that, just carried on going. So if you want to do the same, use the promo code GHawk50. Once you've used that, you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. So links in the description below. Happy days, let's get on with it. Right, today we're going to be getting on with making, first fix on this kitchen area. Okay, so in here we've got oven, hob, fridge, extractor fan, downlights to be going in. So it's pretty much a conventional mini kitchen. Okay, now hence the reason mini, because it is very small, so it's very tight. So some things it's like, right, let me show you. Okay, so it's not ideal in some cases because it is so tight. So what we've got is, in here we've got the center of this room, so that's going to go there. So we need extraction, so that's going to be going out through the roof tiles that way. So we've got a hob, an oven going down here. We've also got so socket wise, so we're going to have socket here and a few spur that's going to then take the fridge. So the fridge and the oven is going to have to go next to each other. Yes, I know it's not ideal. Where else am I going to put it? There is nowhere else in here. So that being said, we've then got the 2-gang socket over here. We've got the sink here, so I'm going to be at least 600 away from that sink area. Okay, but it is so tight. What else can you do? So in this area, there's going to probably be 4 downlights, something like that. So we then need to think about obviously switch locations and stuff for that. But yeah, it is really tight. So what we're going to do is, normally I like to put all my hob isolators and stuff inside a unit. I don't really like everything like that on show. So what I'm going to do is put the hob an oven and extractor fan isolators in the unit next to the oven. Yeah, tight. So the route for it, so we're going to have to come up here, over these joists up there, and then underneath that steel. So there's like a bit of a lattice work almost in between there. Then it's going to go through there. And then once it's gone through there, so it's running down along there and then dropped into here. So this is going to be our new board location here, which I'll be dressing all these cables in ready later on. And then we've got to get a armoured feed all the way to there from one side of the house to the other. But let's just focus on this now. So we're going to set up our heights. So we know what our heights are going to be on here. So let me try and put you back onto the stand. So what we do on our heights, okay, so what we normally do on here is have our socket heights, hopefully it's a bit more level for you. So socket heights for us is we normally do 110 to the bottom of the socket, okay. So the reason why I do it that way is because it gives you a nice enough gap, because normally the top of the kitchen units are around about 900-ish, something around there, and it gives you a nice little area, because what happens is quite often is people will go, oh well actually I don't want it tiled, I'm going to have a splashback. So if you do them too low, it's not going to work. Then you've got to alter everything back up, because some of the upstands, sorry, are quite high. So if you do it at 110, you're covered, everyone's happy, and then obviously if it just stops any design, because in here we've not been told about what design exactly it's going to be, so I don't want to be then altering, which I have done recently, and it's really annoying because the granite people decided to change my idea
and went, oh, why don't we have a bit of a deeper upstand?
So then, yeah, naturally Sparky has to come back and move everything. Thanks. So what we're going to do there is then we're going to obviously drill through all our joists and stuff, but we know our height, so we're going to get our laser out in a second. We'll set all that up so we know exactly where we're running to, but in this instance we don't really need to worry too much because it's all going to be dry lining. But if this was a conventional brick wall, block wall, plastered wall sort of thing, and you're doing your chases, you need to set your laser line up and bosh, get around. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to start running some cables, getting them back. I always start, generally, I start from the board and work my way out. I find it a little bit easier for me to sort of not lose track of where I'm going on there. I've already got a loop feed for this side, for this bedroom, so I don't really need to do a great deal else other than pick up off the back of that to then come up for my light feed on there. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about designing the lighting, well, light design. So, right, better get cracking. Okay, so as you saw, the cables are all in. Now a little tip on these, because I've got a switch outgoing leg, I just put a little nick in it, so I know when I come to do the second fix that that is actually leading up to here, because I just matched them up. So there's another nick on there. That makes life a lot easier. Same on there, because I'm going to put isolators above for this one next to that socket, because the fridge is going to have to go there, oven there. So we've got the single oven and then the hob, so obviously that's all in together, and then you've got another socket there. So that is the ring sorted. Like I say, I like to do rings for the kitchen. I just think it's just me personally, I think it's a better way of doing it. like I say, there's no big debate about rings versus radials and all the rest of it. The rest of the rooms I do on radial, so it's just on the kitchen because you've got a higher load on there. So bringing the cables through now, what I'm going to do once I get to dressing all these, which will be later on, well, I'll tape the two rings together so when they come down they're all going to be sorted. So now we're on to downlights. Okay, so this is a really tricky area. So as you can see, it's a small area, as I keep saying, but I've also got this lower ceiling bit, so that is a problem because you can't really get anything sorted. I've also got change of direction, so it's probably one of the most awkward bits to actually do any work with. So I've got change of direction, got different noggin heights, sizes, directions, bloody everything. So what I've had to do, I've then thought, do you know what I might do is run a centre line of downlights. That'll be enough because, let's face it, I don't need loads in here because it is only a small area. You don't need masses. So above my head here, so I thought if I do a centre line down here, centre of the entire room, yeah, that'll work. It doesn't work because then it looks mental. It actually ends up over here somewhere, so that's not going to work. So I think the best solution for it, for me, and this room, is basically you're going to have a downlight sort of here, one here, so they're going to be fairly tight together, and then you're going to have the same like here and here, because again I've got a big steel, I can't do anything more about it, and obviously where the joists fall, that's what it is. And then what I think I'm going to do then is under this area here is, depending on width and where these fall, it might be a case of I put one in, but I don't think I'm going to need it. But I think I'll be, well, I know I'll be okay with those four, to be honest, but I just don't want any dark spots. So what I might do is, if it works out okay to put one centre light downlight in there, then what I'll do is on the last leg I'll double notch it, leave it there, and obviously if I don't use it or it doesn't work out that well and they don't want it, I don't have to drill my holes. It's the last one, I just don't connect it. And if they do say, actually, yeah, it's a bit dark there, and it is possible, then it's quite an easy thing to do later on in the future. So that is basically where I'm at the minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these cables ran, but it's a real pain in the backside, this room, this area. It really is. It's a really tricky area to make work nicely. So hopefully you'll see in a minute and you'll go, actually, yeah, I get it, I understand here. So if it was, for example, you know, a nice square room with none of these extra drop downs, all the joists run the right direction, it's a lot easier. So this is probably one of the most awkward ones you'll get to, because you've got all aspects of problems on it. So I'm going to get these cables in, and then you'll see, because they'll be roughly hanging in the locations where they need to be. Okay, so all the downlights cables are in now. So as you can see, let me just move this back because I have to hop over that. So as you can see, we've got the positions there like this. So it's two there, because we need to make sure we've got to act like, obviously this is your ceiling. Your ceiling area is basically in line with that, because that's the bit you're going to notice. So to get a reference point on there, I just use the 4 foot over to there to give me my reference point, which I've marked on the ceiling up there. And then that way you just basically use that as your room. I've also put another cable in. It does work having that there. There'll be one straight over the centre of that. Now I've used the old 2-notch system on there, and obviously this is my last leg, and there's 2 notches in that one, to see, obviously if you don't want it, they don't have to have it, it's not compulsory. So yeah, so that's pretty much this all sorted. So I think the next stage for me now is to get that board area sort of dressed in a little bit, and then that's pretty much it for this room. Okay, so what we've got, the board's going to be going up here. Okay, I'm going to have armoured coming down into here anyway. So what I'm going to do is sort of dress my board in neatly, well, or getting it prepped, should I say, ready for it. So on these, I've got, see, these two here are both my ring. So I don't want to leave the cables like this, where they're a bit mental. Let me try and lift that up a little bit so you can see. So like there, I've got another lighting cable that's in the way, in amongst all that, and that's something that you don't want. You don't really want to have all that like that. So what I'll need to do is have it. So we know on the boards that we're using, it'll be a rear entry jobby anyway on there. So as long as we're stapled all up, so these two are my ring. Just double check that. On there, yep, we're all good. So what we'll do is we'll staple them along here, because pretty much the board's going to be fitted in this area. So if we start here, so if I put one cable in, is going to be obviously, because what you can do, like you say, is you spread your loads out a little bit. So sounds a bit cheeky, doesn't it? Spread your loads out. So what we're going to do is bring the other end is going to be my ring, and then I'm going to fill everything else in between. So on there, so that's going to be my ring, and then we're going to have, so that'll be circuit 1 on there, and then I've got some radials going on. This is for my extractor fan, which is going to be going in. So we're going to move that round this way. Have that there. So we're going to whack a lighting in. The lighting circuit, which is that bad boy there. And then the other ones, I don't know why I've done that like that, sorry. Like this, so I can also put that through there. I always leave a lot of people will go, oh, you've left those cables really long. Yes, I have. The reason why I have is because you never know where they need to be. So I find it a bit annoying if you're too short. It's better to be too long, isn't it, than being too short. So that one needs to just come all the way through. That's going to go down obviously to your light switch anyway, and this one is my smoke alarm circuit, so that can come over here. But again, need to sort of sort those out so they come in like that. Okay, so, and we are sorted. So this one up here, I don't know whether you can, like I say, you can see that one. That's actually going to be going above the board. So that's actually for the extractor fan transformer. That's going to be going up here. We'll also staple these through. So these are all out of the way because we want to make sure that everything is nice and tidy. And that's for down to the light switch down here. It just makes for a better job. Hold on. So we're going to staple these ones up in here. So yeah, so, and then we'll, like I say, we just took those three, so they need to just basically be like that. And then all these basically are just going to be coming through. So you can cut them, shorten them up if you want to. Don't really need to at the minute. Not really going to bother with that. So that's for my light switch for this room. I also need to put one more in because they've now got a mirror going on this wall. So it's a powered mirror is going to be on there with a shaving point on that. So yeah, So like I say, it will make the board a lot easier. Once I get the board, I'm going to put another timber in behind here, so I've got some decent fixing points as well to get on with that. But yeah, so just sorts that out a little bit more and gets me ready to go. Like I say, I probably will shorten them because the lads will moan with the board in, but not particularly short. So that's pretty much it for this room. This room's all done and dusted. I can't really do a great deal with that lot because I need to sort some other bits out. I just need to know about the alarm, whether it's happening or not, because if it's not, I don't have to worry about it and I can just cut it all off. But yeah, but like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have and you haven't subscribed already, the links are in the corner as I said earlier on. Don't forget to leave your comments, give us a thumbs up if you like it, and we shall see you on the next one. Cheers for watching, guys. You take care.